I'd love to toss a video up on a crowdfunding platform and have people just throw money at me. Problem is, I'd then have to think up some sort of thing that people would want to back with their money. The new Netflix comedy Bankrolled may just give you some inspiration on how to have people back your ideas. While blind drunk, two unemployed millennial entrepreneurs drunkenly post a video pitch about their revolutionary app to a crowdfunding site. When the app catches fire and they accidentally raise millions of dollars, they have to actually create the app. Polo and Blas are basically Oscar and Felix. Polo has several neuroses and is a bit more pliable by people, and Blas is just kind of a principled slob. They both have dreams of making it big and becoming financially independent. One night, after a failed networking attempt, they post a pitch video for a new app to a crowdfunding platform. And this garners a lot of attention from the platform. The problem is, though, that neither Polo nor Blas remembers posting their video pitch, and they're now scrambling to create the product that people are already contributing to. Some of this story feels like it would have worked better back in 2012-ish, where, disruptive media was having more of a heyday. The push to develop an app that would make you rich overnight seems to have fallen off as a major driving financial force today. But even though that part of the story feels dated, there are portions that certainly fit right in with today's society. The app that the duo brainstorms is a cross between Change.org, Facebook, and what they say in the movie, Candy Crush. It's a petition and social change mechanism that has social components but is gamified to hook people into participating. I like the commentary that is present throughout a lot of this, especially when it comes to Blas's standpoint on the app. He sees it as manipulative and turning the masses into sheep. Users just blindly create new signing initiatives because the need to up their profile and their score outweighs any real desire for societal change. And this commentary speaks directly to society and social media addiction. And while it is pointed, I'm not sure if it's completely clear in the message so that everybody is gonna get it, especially because a lot of the message is combined with just absurdity. Now, I enjoyed the conflict between our characters. They're best friends, but they obviously hold different ideals and are motivated by different things. This allows them to become relatable because we can either see parts of ourselves in one or both of them, or we can also see people we know with their personalities and drives. And the story has a ridiculousness to it, and even an ADHD-induced delivery at times. There are a bunch of frenetic sequences that are fast-paced and sometimes agitating. And while this can get a little tiring at times, the journeys of the two leads is probably the most interesting portion of the story. We get to watch growth from them, but first we have to see them overcome their internal obstacles. While Blas may be held back by fear of failure or the timidness to take on something new, Polo battles his own internal demons of self-doubt and insecurity. We get to watch these play out in big and small ways, and then they're even magnified by others, which I think cuts deeper. The story is fairly obvious in its progression, but that didn't bother me too much. Probably the biggest thing for me when it came to the obviousness is just waiting for the characters or the situations to get where I knew they were going. The story is 97 minutes and it didn't really drag for me. There are times that it felt much slower, and I think that's just because I was waiting for the story to resolve the predictable situation that was before me. As I said, I like some of the commentary that the story conveys, but I'm not sure it's delivered in the most effective manner. Some of that could be that while the two leads can be relatable, several of the other characters were very just off-putting to me. Sometimes that was because of ego, other times it was just purely the juvenile behavior that came from an arrested development mindset. Some of the humor in this is really executed well and it made me laugh, but most of the time I found it to be more cringy and even uncomfortable. There were also moments that I really enjoyed the camera work because our characters would ingest something that was made to have an effect on them, and we got to then see the world from their eyes. It's so much better when we get to watch the world twist and bend from the character's perspective than it is to watch them react and not get to be put into their shoes. So at the end of this, there are some sweet and touching moments that are shared. And yeah, most are obvious, but the growth we get to see from both Blas and Polo, I think it outweighs the predictability. I'm still not sure the overall story is as engaging as it could be, especially because of the freneticness of parts, nor do I think the commentary is as effective as it could be, but this can be a semi-decent watch if you're just looking for a buddy comedy. There is sex, nudity, a ton of profanity, and a little bit of violence. I give Bankrolled 3 out of 5 couches. What's a movie with great examples of character growth? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.